It is insisting it has recorded more success in all sectors than the past administrations. Minister of Information Lai Mohammed took a swipe at the opposition People's Democratic Party for undermining its achievements as a governing party. Lai Mohammed challenged the PDP to produce its own scorecard for its 16 years of leadership in all areas, if indeed it's performed better. There is more in this report.
The Buhari administration continues to insist that it has recorded achievements in all sectors, but not everyone agrees with the position of the federal government. Some groups in the country even say these achievements are yet to touch the lives of the poor masses. The People's Democratic Party is also a huge critic of the current administration and how it chooses to run its affairs.
This press conference is expected to address current developments.
At this press conference, Nigeria's information minister rules out the achievement of the present government, especially in infrastructure development. He says these achievements are visible and challenges anyone who thinks otherwise to step forward with its own scorecard.
What infrastructure did they leave behind? How many kilometers of roads did they leave behind? How many kilometers of railroad did they leave behind? At the time of plenty, and I said it here, when they had the money, when petroleum was selling for almost $100 for more than 10 years, what did they do with it? They frittered it away.
The minister admits that the Buhari administration is confronted by many challenges, but insists it is working tirelessly to ameliorate them.
And then nobody talks about hardship. It's a global phenomenon. Tell me one country in the world where it's rosier in 2022 than 2015. I will continue to meet with the challenges. We have security challenges, we have health challenges, we have pandemic. But the beauty of it is that this government is daily, standing up and addressing these issues.
For now, the federal government will continue to brag about its achievements. Minister Lai Mohammed says government will not be distracted by the deliberate misinformation targeted at discrediting its good works. Nyesom Wike, TVC News, Abuja.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has begun consultations on his presidential ambition with the Benue State Working Committee members of the People's Democratic Party. He was accompanied on the visit to Makurdi, the Benue State capital, by former Cross River State Governor Donald Duke and other PDP chieftains. Akwangbo reports.
As the year 2023 draws near, politicians from various political parties have begun to indicate interest for the presidential seats, one of which is the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike. He indicates his interest for the seat as he begins consultations in Benue State with the working committee members of the People's Democratic Party. Benue State Governor Samuel Otom, while receiving his Rivers State counterpart, commends Governor Wike's efforts in his support to Benue State and his continuous fight for Nigerians' development.
If as governor, you've been able to reach out to us and touch our lives, if you are president of this country, our sorrow will be gone. Our IDPs will go back to their homes. For me, for fairness, equity, and justice, the presidency, I believe that should go to the South.
Party members also gives vote of confidence to the River State governor.
Someone I believe in, someone I know that speaks the truth, and not the convenient truth, but the real truth. So again, I urge all of us, let's stand resolute.
We need to mirror the candidates that are coming out from the South and zero it in on that person whose antecedents has produced parameters on the basis of which we Benue people and Nigeria can say, let us support you so that you can go and rescue Nigeria. That is the person that we are seeing today.
Governor Wike states reason for seeking for the presidential seat and his intentions.
Talk to them, it's obvious that I'm going to run for the presidency of this country. I'm declaring for the first time. We can't continue the way we are doing and achieve anything. And that is why you are the chief executive. Things must be done in a different way. Nobody can bring investment in this country today because there's no respect for rule of law. Nobody will base court order. Who will come and invest this money when I know that when court gives judgment, it will not be obeyed?
With the River State governor's boldness to come out and indicate interest, it is expected that Nigerians should expect more aspirants in the coming days. Mayowa Okwato, TVC News, Makurdi.
Now to court matters. A federal high court in Abuja has refused to grant the application for bail filed by suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari and Assistant Commissioner of Police Sunday Obua. Justice Emeka Nwite, in a ruling, held that the prosecution has placed sufficient material before the court to warrant the refusal of bail to both senior police officers. Judiciary correspondent Celestina Ria reports.
The NDLEA, in its counter-affidavits to Mr. Kyari's bail application, held that it is inappropriate to grant bail to the applicant because of the facts and circumstances of the case. The applicant is already facing extradition on charges of wire fraud. The second applicant, who is an Assistant Commissioner of Police, is under investigation for money laundering and may face similar charges. The NDLEA insisted that the applicant had had dealings with criminals in line of duty and may be inclined to engage them to interfere with the evidence. It also argued that the medical challenges of the applicant is not beyond the capacity of the NDLEA. The applicant was also described as a flight risk who might jump bail. It was on this premise that the court refused the bail application of the first and second applicants. Instead, Justice Wike granted accelerated hearing of the case. The court also refused bail application by the fourth and fifth defendant, Inspector Samuel Agrippa and Inspector John Nuhu, on grounds that the NDLEA has established criminal responsibility against them. The court remanded the defendants in the correctional center.
The court will on the 28th of April deliver its ruling on the validity to review the facts in the case of the 6th and 7th defendants who had pleaded guilty. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.
Internet celebrity Ismaila Mustafa, popularly known as Mumfa, has regained his freedom from the custody of the Nigerian Correctional Facility in Ikoyi, Lagos, pending conclusion of his money laundering trial at a special offences court sitting in Ikeja. Ismaila Mumfa was freed on Monday shortly after the court presided over by Justice Mojisola Dada ordered a variation of his bail conditions earlier granted by the same court in January. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had arraigned him and his company, Ismalop Global Investment Limited, on the 12th of January 2022 on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged conspiracy and money laundering totaling more than 6 billion naira. Justice Dada granted bail to Mumfa in the sum of 25 million naira with 2 sureties in like sum, one of whom must own a property worth 15 million naira within the jurisdiction of the court. The case has now been adjourned to the 6th of April 2022 for further hearing. Let's talk about the lingering strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU. With no hope in sight for the resumption of academic activities in Nigerian public schools, the National Association of Nigerian Students took over the Unity Fountain in Abuja to air their grievances over their continual stay at home. The students who brought cooking utensils to the venue of the protest said they will continue to occupy the streets of the nation's capital, Abuja, until the federal government and ASUU decide to reach a lasting solution on the ongoing strike. Helen Osamede Akins reports.
It is the opening day of the University of Streets, a protest being embarked on by the National Association of Nigerian Students. They arrived from various parts to take over the streets to protest the decision by ASUU to extend its 4-week warning strike by 2 months. They have decided to set up University of Streets, where the students will resume every morning to keep both their so busy. They are prepared with their cooking utensil in place. They pledge to remain on the streets until ASUU and federal government reach a decision to let them return to school.
Nigerian students, you are doing well, Mr. President. We will be resuming to this campus, and by the time we have reasonable number of students, we shall hit the streets, major road in Abuja, yes, to take GNS 101 in the street.
As long as these are institutions, this great citadel, University of the Street, as long as it exists, its existence will stop if the federal government and ASUU were able to come into agreed terms, settle the differences between them and allow us to go back to our different institutions.
Mohammed Bilikis is a student of one of Nigerian public universities. She should have been in her final year by now, but she has been left behind by her counterparts in private universities due to the continuous strike by ASUU.
To call off strike, they should answer us students. We are tired of staying at home. We have been at home for long, and it's enough. Most of us are at home doing nothing. We've not even received how many classes, and we're already on strike. By the time school resumes, we'll do just 2 weeks and we're writing exam. Students don't know anything. There are some students you ask now, they are in 300 level. What they do in 100 level, they can't remember because they just ready to pass.
ASUU, on the expiration of the 4-week warning strike, which it declared on the 14th of February, extended the industrial action by 8 weeks.
The continuous strike by ASUU has hanged the hope of Nigerian students in the balance. If nothing is done to nip it in the bud, it is certain that it will shatter the hopes of many middle-class income families that are unable to afford to expose their children and wards to private education. Helena Samede-Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos has said there is no going back on the eviction order issued to traders with stores located around Akwangbo Bridge. He made this known earlier today when he visited the Akwangbo market fire scene alongside his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, and other dignitaries in the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu, during an on-the-spot assessment of the bridge, said the traders need to vacate the location so that extensive clearing can be done and the bridge be repaired. He explains that the 7-day eviction notice given to the traders will elapse on Wednesday, and no one is expected to remain under the bridge by then. The governor's visit to the bridge comes a few days after the popular Akwangbo market was gutted by fire.
Between the last 2 years and now, we've had 8 fire incidents in our various bridges. Government is not about making life any more difficult for its citizens. That's not the plan. But it's for the citizens to know that their commerce and their activity needs to be done in proper markets, in places that have been designated as proper markets. I will work with the special advisor CBD and the local government chairman. I will see how we bring forward representative of the traders, and we can both identify where we can reallocate or relocate them to very, very, very quickly. And these are some of the things that we're going to do to ensure that they do not miss their source of livelihood.
You're watching Nigeria Today. We have more stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Well, let's talk security now. A Catholic priest, Leo Raphael, with other travelers have been kidnapped by armed terrorists on their way to Sarakin Power, headquarters of Monia local government. Father Leo is a parish priest of St. Mary's Catholic Church, Sarakin Power. Sources say armed men blocked the main road to Sarakin Power and several unsuspecting travelers ran into them. Large movements of terrorists riding on motorcycles had been sighted by villagers the previous day in the villages of Monia local government area of Niger State. Reports say the terrorists were moving unchallenged, with each motorcycle rider carrying 1 or 2 persons holding assault rifles and some of them wearing military camouflage uniforms. More than 4,000 students have been certified on environmental sustainability through recycling, upcycling, eco-garden and tree planting. The initiative, which is supported by the Lagos State government, also seeks to develop a generation that will eliminate poverty, hunger and climate change. Environmental correspondent Esther Omakwariola reports.
Nigeria, like in most developing countries, is faced with environmental problems such as air pollution, poor waste management, deforestation and flooding. As part of its contribution in promoting climate action, a non-governmental organization has trained and empowered several youths and students from different schools and communities on how to become environmental leaders and change agents.
This is an Ottoman seat made from upcycled PET bottles, while here is a throw pillow made from used fabrics. While this is geared towards reducing waste in our environment, it is a pointer that there is value in waste.
We need to be literate, environmentally literate. If you don't have it, you cannot give it out. If you can't give it out, they cannot have a sustainable environment.
If you talk about climate change, you're talking about hunger, food crisis, poverty. And it's because of poverty, that's why we see hunger in the land. Because of hunger, you see poverty. And then all of this is as a result of the climatic changes, that is happening around us. So we were able to emphasize the solutions that can be given personally when it comes to these three variables.
Some of the students and teachers are not only excited about this added skill, but are hopeful for the future.
In biology, we do the topic pollution. We have been teaching them how to control pollution, recycling. But we have not done that major practical aspect of it. Because of this project, the students were, wow, upcycling.
From things that people have rejected, we collect them and create wealth from it. So we eradicate hunger, we eradicate poverty.
Waste is not a waste until it's completely wasted by you and I in the society.
While this is geared towards embracing a sustainable and eco-conscious lifestyle, it is also believed that the future towards a prosperous and healthier planet lies in the hands of the young generation. Esther Omakwariola, TVC News, Lagos.
With the rising challenges posed by poverty and unemployment globally, there is a growing interest in fostering entrepreneurial activities. The U.S. Consulate and other stakeholders are creating opportunities for women to be equipped with necessary skills to build and sustain businesses. Inyoluwa Popola reports.
In a male-dominated world, being a female, especially an entrepreneur, can be a tough choice. With entrepreneurship development fairly viable in Nigeria, access to finance, illiteracy, lack of new opportunities, and gender inequality remain setbacks. These challenges brought stakeholders from the U.S. Consulate and other partners to take interest in equipping women with necessary skills to create sustainable businesses.
Improved leadership, public speaking, time management, self-confidence, and financing options. And the Venture Garden Foundation share the common goal of promoting women's economic empowerment through entrepreneurship.
We know this would open doors and remarkable opportunities for our women, and we're very grateful for that.
The Global Entrepreneurship Monitor records over 40% female entrepreneurs in Nigeria. Now, this means women are certainly key players in making significant contributions to the economy.
Generally in Africa, women are almost always at the back. They always take a back foot in a lot of things. And we realize that a lot of times when you empower women and young people, technically you are actually transforming the society. And if our goal is to transform the entire country and even African continent through technology, this is a good medium to do that.
While there is a remarkable increase in the number of women taking up entrepreneurial roles, there is need for more support from all stakeholders to ensure more women come on board. Inyoluwa Popola, TVC News, Lagos.
The national leader of the All Progressives Congress and presidential aspirant ASUU Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated the new All Progressives National Chairman Abdullahi Adamu and other elected party executives. The former governor of Lagos State, in a brief congratulatory message, charged the new executives to be proud of their positions. Abdullahi Adamu, a former governor of Nasarawa State, emerged the new national chairman of the APC on Saturday. He charged the new leadership and party members to work together in common purpose with commitment to ensuring another resounding victory at all levels for the APC in 2023. Elsewhere, about 3,000 internally displaced persons taking refuge at Dogon Iche Camp, Maiduguri, have benefited from free medical outreach courtesy of the Medical Women's Association of Nigeria. The intervention is aimed at improving their health before they are resettled to their communities. TVC News' Jesse Tafida reports.
The healthcare needs of internally displaced persons has continued to be of concern to many. Although government and other humanitarian organizations provide healthcare support, the situation remains overwhelming. This is Dogon Iche Modusulumari IDP camp, hosting about 450 households. Today, the Medical Women's Association of Nigeria, Borno State, is here with free medical outreach to the IDPs.
We've come with a lot of drugs. We want to deworm their children. We want to give them vitamin A supplements. We want to talk to them on hygiene and sanitation in collaboration with SAHE. It's a way of of helping the government in supporting the IDPs. We know the government alone cannot do all these things, so it's just our own little way.
It's very important for the woman living in the IDP camp because there are some infections that can impair their reproductive system if they do not adhere to it. And we're also here with soap, detergents and things that they will wash their items with.
As you can see, most of these people are not aware of the oral health or their oral hygiene. So it is necessary for us as doctors to come in and intervene in such situations. We came with free toothpaste, free toothbrush to give them, and we like enlighten them about the importance of keeping their oral health very good.
Beneficiaries here are mostly women and children, especially those with eye problems. She says, "I'm very excited to be part of those benefiting from this intervention. 2 of my children have been sick for a while, and this would assist us in no small measure. I want to say a big thank you to these doctors. The drugs and food items will help us in this camp." The outreach featured distribution of drugs, food items, clothing materials, as well as toiletries. The beneficiaries of this free medical outreach appreciate the intervention and are optimistic that this will go a long way towards improving their health. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
Well, that's it on Nigeria Today. Thank you very much for staying with us. Do join us at 10 for more updates. Good evening.